Hello, it's Nikki. How are you doing? It's near the beginning of the month, and every single month, it's one of those things with self-development. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So whether or not I want to kind of just stroll into the next month, it always like clicks into place. Like, come on, no, we're doing this. What do you want? Where are you going next? Etc. And I've been very honest throughout my videos, and that's what I want to do. I want to take you behind the scenes. The older I get, the bigger my vision becomes. I am really interested in exploring what's possible. And I think that certainly the way that I saw a 40-something woman was like previously painted, there would be this thing of like, now it's the time to slow down, or you should be making pies every other day, or whatever it might be. But the thing is, there's actually lots of things that I want to do. And these are not just the big things. Like, there are small things that I want to bring into my life. And so I'm always in that reflective mode of aligning up a plan, but also who I want to be in the world and where I'm going next. And I love the phrase of what's got you here won't necessarily get you there. And I firmly, firmly believe that. Something as simple as knowing that for a 4-hour journey, you might get there in 1 tank of petrol. But if you want to go that 4-hour journey plus the 6 hours on top of that, you're going to have to make some adjustments in terms of your petrol, your sleep, your rest, your driving, your snacks, like whatever it might be. And so when I think about expansion and when my clients come to me and they're like, I am ready, I'm ready to go to this next level, I often ask them this question: what are you picking up? And so therefore, what do you need to put down? This is nuanced, of course, but I also don't want to buy into the you can have it all or you can't have it all, or any of these kinds of opinions or these sort of binary choices. From my own perspective, I know that I don't want to just do one thing. I don't want to do just one thing within my business, but I don't want to do one thing in terms of my life. So I want to have a nice home. I want to be a good daughter. I want to be an excellent mother. I want to be an excellent, I'm trying to come up with other adjectives, a brilliant partner. I want to have a successful business. I want to travel. I want to, all of these things. And yet I see this as a pick and mix. So my preferred pick and mix would be a variety of some of the things and more that I just mentioned in there. However, if I'm thinking about all my pick and mix choices, there are times where in the first, 6 months to a year of having my children, they took up a lot of the pick and mixes moments where I wasn't the best friend or I wasn't a brilliant partner because we were completely sleep deprived and like we were just going through the motions in that way. So I wanted to preface that first, because this thing of this pressure of having it all of the time, I think it's really difficult to find a way where all of that can be possible. If you have nailed it, however, please do let me know. So to go back to this very simple thing, and sometimes I like to see it as a visual. If I'm going to carry something for a long period of time, I might have to be willing to put some stuff down along the way in order to do that journey and really think about it in that way. So here are 4 things I want you to consider. The first is your identity. What is this next version of you? Who is this next version of you? What will this next chapter of you require? And this is quite a complex one, because sometimes it's like, well, I just want to remain the same. Well, great, but also there might be a better way to do things. So one of the things that I know that I've got better at over the last 5 years is I don't drag things out anymore. I used to procrastinate so much. Like if I had an awkward reply I needed to make, or if I was going to let somebody down, or anything like that, I'd like really string it out. And it would play on my mind. I'd lose sleep over it. It'd make me feel really anxious. And now what I need to do is to make the decision quick and do it with all the love and the kindness and the compassion. But I need to not only respect the person that I'm in conversation with, I need to free up that space so I can move on to the next thing. Because the person that I am becoming, that I am right now in a more fuller version, is somebody who gets things done, who creates more joy, more impact, more capacity. So I had to put down that old identity of myself, that old thing that was like, oh, it feels like it's part of my identity, but actually it can absolutely do one. Number 2, your time. So I've had coaches, or I've listened to experts over the years who are like, you need to stop watching telly. And I'm like, well, I'm an actor, so I need to watch telly. It's part of my craft, as it were, to go to the theatre, to watch people, to do all of those things. I think what they are referring to is that like mindless telly, where they're just watching stuff for the sake of it. But equally, the way that you spend your time is such a sort of a new pathway to who you're becoming. So first and foremost, it may be that you don't know how you use your time. You are somebody that's like, I just don't know where the day's gone. It's run away with me. If that is you, maybe that's something that you want to put down and pick up the version of that where it's like, I'm going to think about what this day is about for me. Sometimes it's just about choosing again and choosing a different option here. Number 3, your vision. I have realized the older that I have got, and even though so many people were like, when you become a parent, you will want to do less, it will just be for the children. And I discovered fairly early on, my sole purpose in life was not to spend more hours in soft play centres. It's just not my jam. And I would rather think about, okay, what can we do? What can I do as a parent? And like, how can we create things and all the rest of it? And so when I'm thinking about my vision, I'm always saying, so what does this mean to me? And I guess what I'm talking about here is about success. And everybody's success, and I always see this with clients as well, everybody's success looks and feels very different. And so sometimes the habit you might want to pick up is having that awareness. Is this taking me closer to where I want to be? Does this feel really good? And if it doesn't, then it's time to put some of these things down. And finally, the support thing. I realized that I moved to London when I was 18 and I became a parent at 33. And so for those first 15 years, I did everything myself. I was so independent. No, I've got this. I can do this. And what I realized was, as my vision got bigger, I realized I couldn't do it all. So I put down this old habit, this old identity, this old belief of like, I've got this, I can do everything, and I can do it all by myself. Not true, my friend, not true. If you want to find out more, let me know. I got to go and get my kids, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.